Making the cut is the whole story about 2022. For the first time having a cut at stop number 5 here at the Margaret River Pro, taking the top 10 women and also the top 22 men into the back end of the season. It's never been done like this before. When we got into play here at Margaret River at stop number 5, we had a few surfers that knew they were already confirmed, but we had a lot to surfers ready to fight for a spot on the championship tour on the back end of the season to potentially be a part of the Rip Curl WSL finals. The surfers that made the cut: Brisa Hennessy, Carissa Moore, Tyler Wright, Lakey Peterson, Joanne Defay, Tatiana Weston-Webb, 7-time world champ Stephanie Gilmore, and Courtney Conlogue also getting the news today. Great to see those stories, especially for Gilmore. She'll still be able to contest for an 8th world title this year.
Oh, incredible to know that that is still an opportunity for her, given the changes that have taken place in women's surfing since she first qualified and got those 4 back-to-back world titles.
Yeah, she's been on fire, looking like she's totally engaged with pro surfing and fighting to break that record that she holds with Lane Beachley as well. We also have surfers that are under the cut, still trying to see what their tour will be looking like, if it is the Challenger Series or if it will be the Championship Tour. Under the cut, it was a lot of rookie names like Molly Picklum, Luana Silva, Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, India Robinson from that rookie class that were under the cut. We know Caroline Marks has been taking time off this year, so she didn't have really any points to talk about. The headline name, a veteran on tour, Sally Fitzgibbons, had that tough news, but Bugs, she handled it just like the champion she is.
Well, after 14 seasons on tour, she never ever missed an event in that whole 14 years. Every event she's made, and to hear that she's made that, she didn't make it and she's going to Snapper, she had a brilliant sort of response. I thought the positivity. She said, "Bring it on." I think she said there's a pool full of piranhas waiting for her.
Yeah, it's really interesting. With Fitzgibbons, you don't worry about her. Heading to the Challenger Series, she's going to make new goals for herself and going into locations where she has so much experience and wins. When you think about all the reps she's had at Snapper Rocks, from Saquarema, winning in Brazil in her career, also Hossegger, France. She's going to be the big name in the locker room in the Challenger Series.
Oh, she's going to be the one to beat 100% with the amount of time she has spent in the jersey in comparison to any other woman competing on the Challenger Series this season. It's going to be a question mark of, can she not win the Challenger Series to requalify?
100%. Also, the names that weren't on those lists, we're still yet to establish what's going to happen for Malia Manuel in the back end of the year. Also, Bronte McCauley, as she's trying to go all the way to a win. Isabella Nichols as well. We'll see what happens with her, and Gabriella Bryan. It's so hard to make predictions these days, Bugs. Do you see how that one's going to play out?
Well, no. Look, if today it was the running of the Kentucky Derby, the top 9 horses all fell out. They all didn't finish the race, and we've got these 4 semi-finalists that you just wouldn't have picked it at the start of the day. And I mean, all credit to them.
Really cool to see these great performances lift today, especially a very special wave that was ridden by Australia's Molly Picklum. She didn't make the cut, but she did earn the Boost Mobile Wave of the Day. 917 on her way to knock out a 2-time world champ and world number 2, Tyler Wright.
She had the 3-time world champion Mick Fanning ringing up her coach, Glenn Micro Hall, after this wave was caught, going, "This is the type of surfing we see from Molly Picklum in her free surfs all the time. This is what we want to see her bring to the championship tour." And I'm so sad she didn't make it through above that cut line for the rest of the season. But this woman, she has a very bright future ahead of her and many world titles to claim.
That 917 made a lot of noise around the surfing world, Bugs, from Mick Fanning texting Micro, everyone comparing it to like a John turn. How was your reaction from the youngster today?
I was so impressed. It was a breakthrough moment, one of those watershed moments in someone's career that you went, there's the potential, and it's gold-plated.
And then Molly Picklum shook off the news that she didn't qualify for G-Land, went for a surf quickly with Glenn Micro Hall, as she'll be preparing for Snapper Rocks at the first stop of the Challenger Series in less than a week. On the men's side, things were interesting. A very short day, but it was a really impactful 4 heats run in the elimination round. Obviously, 3rd place losing, and It was a tough one for WA in particular, losing Jack Thomas, Ben Spence, and Jacob Wilcox in 3 straight matchups. And then one of the top seeds going down in Heat 4, Seth Moniz, is still trying to find the rhythm again after what was a brilliant start over at Pipeline.
Oh, Seth had the most incredible start to the year. And it's tough, though, when you get those victories to then go and back it up. It's one of the hardest things to do in sport. So for Seth, it's understandable, but a hard loss for him to go out in the elimination round. And tough to see that all of our local wildcards are out of the draw on the men's side.
So true. This was a battle. There's a lot on the line for a requalification when you focus on Sammy Pupo and Matthew McGillivray in this seat. So you kind of felt like Seth might have been free from all of that and surfed like the top seed that he is. It felt like he was actually dealing with the most pressure bugs.
Well, this heat was the heat where it was all on the line. I mean, with the wild cards is a different scenario, but this heat here, it had it all. Seth came out of the blocks really firing. Then Samuel Pupo, he was on the wave behind, and he really established himself in this heat.
Sammy Pupo looked electric. He looked comfortable. He had the entire Brazilian Storm on the steps. And, you know, with Medina's absence, you know, Adriano de Souza moving on, Felipe is turned into the captain of that Brazilian Storm, and Sammy felt that energy today.
Oh, I think it's just been the best shift there for Felipe to walk into that kind of figure overseeing the rest of that pack, and for Sammy to rise to the occasion. His boards were just looking electric under his feet, and great to see Matt McGillivray make it through into the next round as well. Very important moment for him.
Checking out the numbers as we saw Sammy Pupo. He's 18th in the world heading into this event. We'll give you an update on the live rankings, but he's trying to keep some space ahead of that 22 mark. McGillivray with much more work to do as he's pretty far back on the rankings, but happy to be in second. Moving on to the round of 32. Laura Enever caught up with Matthew McGillivray after that advancement.
Maddie, awesome heat, making it through past that elimination round. How important was that for you?
Yeah, every heat counts so much in this event because there's the cut happening, so you're either going on the championship tour or you're on the Challenger Series. So it's going through everyone's mind. Every time they surf a heat now, there's a lot more weights. And I think, like for myself, I've been trying to stay out of my head and I'm trying to enjoy my experience at this event. It's a contest I did well at last year, so I'm trying to channel some of that mojo. And yeah, I love the waves here at Margaret River. The forecast is looking pretty good for the rest of the event, so I'm looking forward to just hopefully getting a few more waves out there and having some fun. And yeah, let's try and make some more heats.
Thanks, Maddie. All the best.
You can see that nervous energy, but happy energy for South Africa's Maddie McGillivray. Shannon, you've been watching this kid grow up at Jeffreys Bay, and obviously a lot of positives for him, knowing that this was his best result last season as a rookie on tour. He has a great connection with main break, but how is he going to handle the pressure?
I think he's going to do just great. Having that success out here last year, the semifinals, this sort of wave really suits his style as well. He's a power surfer now. Growing up, he was really technical. He had a lot of those really finite measures of his surfing figured out, but now that he's grown into the power surfer that he is, if we get the forecast that we are expecting, the big waves on offer, he's going to be a tough one for Kanoa to take down.
Kanoa Igarashi with the draw with Maddie McGillivray for the round of 32. As this event continues, we're going to take a quick break on the WSL Post Show. Up next, the top 5 of the day. Also, a pretty incredible look at the Surfline forecast. It's going to be pumping. We'll be right back.